everybody. Welcome to the first episode of My Best Friend Mary. I am Kelly Souders.
Emily Sperry.
And we are also married.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we recorded this episode earlier.
Yeah.
It was incredible. 53 minutes of quality content.
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't you know, no audio.
Nary a peep.
Nothing to hear here at all.
No.
So we're doing this again.
So
Here we are.
Yeah. Take two.
And the audio is working. We can see it working. So we feel better.
We're keeping our eye on it.
Yeah. But we thought that we'd give you a quick overview of just how we're setting up the episode, because if you're here, you might know us.
Mhm.
Hopefully we will have people that will get to know us, but we thought it'd be helpful to talk about a little bit of how we became friends. Then that leads us into our favorite TikToks, and we're just going to kind of go from there. I think that it all kind of works together, so that's what we're going to do.
You'll see it.
Yeah, so
Again.
God, it's so upsetting that we
I know.
filmed such a good episode and then now we're, back in the saddle.
Shit happens.
Yeah, and if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah.
And I thought about crying, but then, then I'd just ruin my makeup and we'd have to do all that again.
Yeah.
So we're hanging tough, but
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is kind of like what TikTok meant to us. So, TikTok was banned for 13 hours.
Yeah. Horrible time. Dark time.
Dark days. I put in record time on TikTok that day. My phone was like, you're capping out.
You need to stop.
Ma'am, please. I was scrolling until it was literally like crumbling in my hand, and I was like messaging one of my friends that I've made through TikTok on TikTok, and I was like, oh God, my notifications aren't working. He's like, mine aren't either. And we were like, oh no, now videos aren't loading. And then we were still able to talk a little bit, and then
Went dark.
Then it went dark. And times were tough.
Yeah, and I was back home, so I couldn't do a final doom scroll with you.
I did it all day. And I was
Upsetting.
still sending her TikToks, and I knew she couldn't watch them.
I was
But-
with family, so
yeah.
I was back home in Oklahoma.
Yeah. And I was just like, you know what? I'm still going to send them. And if this is the last thing I do on TikTok, then that's okay.
Yeah.
But it was so funny watching everybody's videos like, guys, mine's starting to mess up, and I tried to post one, and it literally wouldn't post.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I'm gonna I'm not even looking. I'm scrolling, I'm liking. Scroll, like. I did not care what it was. I probably liked some crazy shit, because I was like, I don't care, I need the content, like.
My little brother was so, obsessed over what his last repost was gonna be.
Yeah.
He was like, I need it to be good, and he, scrolled all the way to, the bottom of his repost, and he was like, this one, and I was like, no one can look. No one can see your last repost because it's gonna be gone anyway.
Yeah. But,
it's back. So
it's back and we're good.
That's good.
But I think it's important to talk about, what TikTok means to people, because that is how we met. So we met because of TikTok. So back in 2023, I was posting about video games. So Jesus Christ, my dog is about to ruin our podcast.
Pause it?
No, don't pause it. It's okay. We're letting it ride. So back in 2023, I started posting about gaming.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to get back into things that brought me joy as a kid. And I was a big gamer as a child. I played a lot of Pokemon, Red and Blue, the OGs, on my Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color, oh my gosh.
Game Boy Color,
yes.
yeah. I played Zelda. I played,
Zelda.
We had a PlayStation, played a lot of SSX Tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I played Spyro, Crash Bandicoot. We had an N64, Mario 64 is still one of the goats.
If you had a GameCube or...
I had a GameCube in middle school, and that is a very funny story.
Okay.
Which I will add this in because Daniel will be listening. So anybody that, I don't want to drop names on this podcast, but it's important to know. So Daniel is my oldest friend. We've been friends since we were 3. And so Daniel and I dated as children, right? So 6th grade. Daniel was my first boyfriend. And we spent Valentine's Day together. So he was my first Valentine.
Wow.
And so I go to Daniel's house. His mom gets us the nicest food in Jellicoe, which is the nowhere town I'm from in Tennessee. And we go back to his house. We're sitting in his bedroom and we're playing NBA Live together, right?
Word.
And we used to play it while we were talking on the phone to each other. We obviously weren't playing together because that wasn't a thing. But Daniel started beating me so bad while playing, I lost interest.
You said no.
And I said, Dan, can we just like stop playing? And he looked me dead in the eyes and he said, I can't stop now. I've never beat anyone this bad. And I was like, okay.
Well, great.
And you know what? And that didn't ruin it for me because Daniel's still my oldest friend and he's been one of my best friends my entire life. But that was one of the coldest things anyone's ever said to me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So thanks, Dan, for that haunting memory. But back to the original story before I got sidetracked. So I was doing things that brought me a lot of joy when I was young. So I got back into gaming. Skyrim was the first game that I started playing again and loved it. Absolutely loved it. Had the best time playing Skyrim, so I started posting Skyrim content, and then Baldur's Gate 3 came out. And when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, I was expecting a vampire dating sim.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
That's what we were all expecting, I think.
Yeah.
Well, not all of us, but, you know.
Because I never played any previous Baldur's Gate game. Mm-hmm. And so I was thinking, ooh, vampire dating sim, because that's what I was being fed on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, Astarion all the way.
Yeah. And so that's what I was thinking. And so I was posting about it because I didn't know what to expect. Mm-hmm. I don't like turn-based fighting, so that part of the game was like really tough for me. And I also was playing on easy, and I found it difficult. And so I was posting my thoughts.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really like me because I didn't really, like, I wasn't comfortable, like, really putting myself out there. Yeah. I don't really use Instagram, and, like, so social media to me was just, like, I wasn't posting. So it was tough for me to, like, actually put myself out there, but then I started building this community of people that, you know, found what I was doing interesting. Yeah. And not that I have, like, a ton of followers. I have, like, 1,000 people on TikTok, but one of those people happened to be Mary.
Me! Yeah, I have also, like, always gamed my whole life, and Skyrim is actually, like, my favorite game of all time. It is everything to me. I'm not gonna take y'all down the lore trash chute with me, but I was also playing Baldur's Gate 3 because, like Mary, my TikTok was feeding me Astarion, and I was like, need that expeditiously.
Yeah, so need that right now.
I literally bought a $1,200 gaming PC just to play this because I tried to play it on my laptop and it was like...
Didn't you have to like put a fan or something under
Yes, I literally had to prop it up so it wouldn't overheat. Oh my god, but the dedication was there. Anyway. And so I was on TikTok one day and I was scrolling and I saw Mary pop up and she was just talking about Baldur's Gate, like asking questions and stuff, and I was like, I was going to comment anyway, and then when I opened the comments, it said that she was in Seattle, and I was like, oh, I'm in Seattle, so I commented, and I was like, oh my god, you're in Seattle, and you play Baldur's Gate, like, let's be friends, and she was like, yeah, absolutely, so we started DMing, and, then we found out that we lived even closer than that, because I feel like people say, like, the greater Seattle area or whatever, but we actually live like 30-ish minutes out, basically.
Yeah. And she lived 10 minutes north of me, so but I always tag Seattle because I feel like it's
just kind of
it makes more sense. Like there's more people in the area, and like if I got any traction with people, if I met anyone that had Seattle, I would be willing to like make friends with someone that was even in the city because I used to live there before I bought my house.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, cool, and then when we found out we lived 10 minutes from each other, I was like, dude, this is nuts. And I don't know, we kind of just instantly clicked. Like,
literally, the first day was like, she DM'd me, and then we took the conversation to Instagram, and then we just started sending each other things on Instagram, and we didn't know each other, and then we started texting. And then I have an international trip, so I go to London and Dublin for 10 days, and the whole time I'm there, we're talking like we've always known each other.
Yeah.
And I'm just, like, sending her pictures and, like, filling her in on this trip like we've always known each other, and we literally never met.
Yeah, I was very ballsy. While she was on the plane, how long was that plane?
The plane ride was 12 hours.
I sent this person that I've only been talking to for, like, 5 days the most disgusting, vile fanfic
graphic
I've ever read in my life. I didn't think that you would, leave me for it.
I didn't, and you know what?
Like, this person will get it.
And I was sitting on the plane in the pitch dark, because obviously, like, and the way the plane was, like, I was on a side with, like, it was, like, 2 seats, I'm the aisle, and I have my brightness all the way down.
You have to.
And I'm reading the most violent sexual content I've still to this day consumed.
It is.
And I've read some dark, like I read a lot of dark romance. Like it's by far darker than the darkest dark romance
I was
I've
like,
ever
you will
consumed.
love this. Please read. And it's about Star Wars.
And it's a Kylo Ren fanfiction, mind you. I've never really even, like, I've watched Star Wars, but I don't think I've ever watched any of the Kylo Star Wars, but it's Adam Driver, and that was something I could completely get behind.
Yeah.
I
We'll
was
do
like,
that.
all right, I don't know the story behind this, but if it's Adam Driver,
She did. She read the whole thing.
I did. And I'm open, I'm in Wattpad, I'm reading the side comments, and I'm like, good
Yeah.
soup. Like, this
Good
is,
soup.
this
yeah.
is some delicious.
The text updates, I was like living for it. But this was literally in like the first 2 weeks of us knowing each other,
Yeah.
and I was just like, here you go. And it was great.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so it was just kind of like we knew each other forever, and I never really had a like best friend my whole life pretty much, and so I don't know, it was just nice finding a kindred spirit.
Yeah, I mean, it was an immediate thing when I was in Dublin. I bought her a little black sheep magnet.
Oh yeah.
And because we were talking about how we felt like the black sheeps for our family, and yeah, so I got her this little magnet, and I gave her a bag of snacking olives because I don't
Just
like
a bag of
olives.
It literally was like the tiniest Ziploc I've ever seen.
It was a tiny little, but you know what? I did it, and
Oh, you did
it was
it.
sweet, and that was like the
It
first
was
day
so
we hung
nice.
out, and
I still have that
I
sheet.
cleaned my house from top to bottom.
Oh my god.
And then I was like, hey, just so you know, it's never gonna look like this again,
And it has
never.
not.
It's looked like shit. Yeah.
It doesn't
Now-
look like shit.
It does. Sometimes I think she's gonna come in one day and be like, "You look like you're squatting here. This is disgusting." But you know what? At this point, I'm just like, she's gonna hang out no matter what.
I am.
So
All we do is this right here is
this
where
is
we
the
are.
setup. This is the post. We
Yeah.
lay here. We rot together. We watch TikToks together. We share them to the screen in here. Sometimes we lay in the living room. But this is our primary rotting spot. So we thought it was only right to, film the first podcast from our primary residence.
Where our roots are.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. So that's why we're here.
Where we're most comfortable.
Exactly. And this is us in our true authentic selves, sitting in comfortable clothes, rotting in the bed, talking about TikTok.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the way life is supposed to be lived, personally.
Yeah, but also, like, I mean, I'm so grateful to TikTok for giving me you, but also, we made friends with Gary.
We did. Shout out to Gary.
Shout out to Gary.
We made friends with... So when I started posting, I had this guy who I had never known sent me a video about Starfield and how there was someone that was like their dying wish was to play Starfield, and he thought that I would like it. And his name is Kyle, and he lives in Indiana, and
We have named him Gary.
lovingly.
Lovingly.
And like whenever I was thinking about TikTok, like I cried because I thought to myself, like, it gave me two people that I care about so much. And like, we've never
Exactly.
met Kyle in real life.
No, but he is, like,
He's like such a good friend to us.
yeah.
And we like got each other Christmas gifts. Like, like he's such a like, I don't know, like a major person in my life now. And
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for that. Again, like I'm not trying to name drop people, but
No.
these are like core people that I'm sure we will talk about.
And they know.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna make him listen. I'll be
He
like,
has
hey,
to listen.
hey,
Sorry, Gary.
you got a plug. But it meant a lot to me because, and I've met other friends through TikTok too. Like it's not just like those are the two. Like I talk to Emily every single day. I talk to Gary most every day. But like I have met so many other people who I've just became friends with now.
Yeah.
And the thought of like losing a community that you built is such a hard thing to like come to terms with. And so I was like trying to post about like, hey, if this leaves, like I'll be on Instagram. I don't like Instagram. I don't
Yeah.
want to
We
post
don't
on
use
Instagram. Like Instagram's like something I do maybe once a month, if that. Like I don't care to look at it, but I mean, when it's all you've got, it's all you've got. So I was able to connect with some people, but it just didn't feel the same. So I'm like super grateful that even for a little while that we're back on TikTok.
Yeah.
Hopefully something will work out, but I just know it gives people such a sense of community. And you learn so much, like you find out so many things about yourself and like
the world.
the world.
I mean,
yeah,
like, how much TikTok itself brought the world together was crazy.
1,000%.
And, yeah, it's just really sad. And I know, like, I'm so grateful, even if I, didn't have a lot of friends and I met Mary and, like, she's all I really need, honestly. But I'm grateful for all the other people that I've made friends with, and like, I know there's so many people's stories that I've heard, especially like getting close to the end date whenever it was going to shut down. I was just seeing so many people post and say like, I was at the darkest point in my life. I had literally nobody, and they were like, I just put myself out there, and now I have this community of people that even if they live thousands of miles away, it's like something to look forward to every day, and like people that relate to you and your story and the things that you like gaming for us, and it's just such a huge part of people's lives, and it's so upsetting that it would get shut down like that. But
no, it is. It's a tough thing, because I do think that in this day and age, people do feel really alone.
Yeah,
and it's so important to feel like you have a community, because so many spaces that people used to have are gone now, and they don't feel safe. And at least if I can feel safe in my home, scrolling on a platform where I can comment and, make friends and connect with people, like, it's such an important thing to have, and it's really sad when you think that you won't have that anymore.
And God, like, the things that I found out about on TikTok, just about, like, the state of the world, so many things have happened in this world, and it's like, I feel like the only place that I really saw it being actually talked about was TikTok, and you can see people living it.
That's the thing. It's like, it's not going to be like the polarizing sides from the news. Like, this is like, these
Real
are people's
people.
lived stories, and they can tell you, like, this is what I'm experiencing, and you're able to see that because it's not being censored. And I think that that's such a powerful thing.
It
and
is.
I do think that's one reason why it's not liked the way that, people don't support it, is because there is so much power in speaking, and there's so much power behind telling your story. And
I get why they're scared of it, but it's like
that's also your First Amendment right.
It's your right.
Yeah. And I really hope that it stays around. I hope that someone that genuinely cares about the platform is able to buy it, and not one of these billionaires is just going to try to monetize it more. Granted, it is different. I've heard that in other countries, it's not the way it is here. Like, there's not as many ads and like stuff like that. But you know what? Like, at the end of the day, this is a capitalist country. There's nothing we can do about that. But what makes TikTok special is the algorithm, and I hope that part is able to be kept.
Yeah.
Because it's instrumental to so many people's lives.
Yeah, and I literally never would have found you if the algorithm wasn't a thing.
Thanks, algorithm.
Thanks, algorithm.
Yes.
Honest to God, because, like, I mean, how would
we have never met. No. We would have never met.
Exactly.
And, like, I was laying in bed doing my 20 hours of scrolling, and I was crying because I thought to myself, like, I met my best friend through this platform, and had I not put myself out there, and if I talk about it much more, I will cry. But if I hadn't been brave and put myself out there, I would have never met you.
Yeah.
And, like, those things are hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because the internet's scary and people are mean. And now I have enough in me to be like, I don't give a fuck if you don't like what I'm saying, if you don't like me, if you want to be mean to me. Like, no one has ever really been that mean to me online. Like, when I made that one post that went, like, 19,000 views was viral for me. But, like, I had men, because I made a comment about the worst people that are, like, supporting Donald Trump on Facebook after he won the election. I forgot exactly what I said. But, a lot of people were just like, Trump 2025 or 2024, whatever it was. And I was like, okay, cool. It's like,
I think that's one of the cool things about TikTok, too, is I feel like it showed a lot of people confidence, because I kind of feel the same way, but it's like, now I feel a lot more, I don't want to say safe, but comfortable, like, putting up videos.
Yeah.
Because it's like, people they're gonna do that. But it doesn't
honestly,
matter.
Yeah, my thing is just like, I'm going to put myself out there, and if people are mean to me, I will block and delete them. And thanks for the engagement, but I'm not going to not put out stuff that I like the same way as like streaming. We've streamed together, so that was one of the things that we used to do.
Yeah.
And streaming's scary because it's primarily men.
And anyone can like hop in live.
Anybody can hop in. People can be mean. You know what? I've never had a mean comment. I never had one mean person. We met Fire through...
Did meet Fire?
Yeah, we met Fire through streaming, and, like, Fire's someone that we've gamed with a lot. I hope that, again, another person, but I'll send the podcast to him, but, just, like, you meet these people through these unconventional ways, and they become so important in your life that you're grateful for them.
Exactly.
But it made more sense to us just with, like, life
to
do a podcast because, one, we never we're yappers.
We don't
We're
shut
professional
up, yeah.
yappers. We don't ever stop talking.
No.
But with streaming, with streaming, it's like you need a really set schedule. You need to do it so consistently, and it's really tough
And it's
because but it's so tough to have a set schedule because I work like 9 to 7:30 most days. So, and on the weekend, I don't always feel like it because I'm sleeping maybe on a bad day, 2 hours. On a good night, 6.
Yeah.
So, I'm just like I don't always feel like it. So it's really tough if you can't have like a dedicated schedule.
Yeah.
So a podcast made the most sense to us.
We like to yap.
And we do. We like yapping, and we hope that, people can connect with it and people feel like they're around friends because the podcast that I listen to, I love Brittany Broski.
Mm-hmm.
She is my queen.
Oh my gosh, she's amazing.
Yeah. When I listen to Brittany Broski, I think I'm sitting in a room listening to my friend talk.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's exactly how I want to feel like. I love Conan O'Brien. He's a friend. I love that Conan interviews other celebrities, but Conan himself, he feels like a friend. Like him, Sona, Matt Gorley, like when you listen to those people, you feel like you're listening to a group of friends, and they are. Like those 3 people are friends, but they bring in all these other folks, and it's just such good content that it's hard to not want to listen. And that was my hope, was that we could make something that people felt like, hey, I'm just, listening, I'm just hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, come chill with your friends.
Exactly. So that was the thought process. But I think, we can talk a little about, the tick side of things and the things that we've learned and our favorites. We don't have a best way of doing this yet, by the way. We are workshopping this piece.
So please forgive us, but we really wanted to, and we came up with this idea before the ban, and obviously now it's back, but however, we want to showcase our favorite.
Sorry, my dog keeps trying to get in the frame.
Yeah. We want to showcase our favorite TikToks, like, of all time. Just to share. I'll go first. Let's see. Oh, the doubloon cat. There was, like, this trend going around where this little cat, you get doubloons or you lose doubloons, depending on, like, what
Which
happened.
cat video?
Yeah, exactly. And so people were, like, collecting their doubloons, and you can share your doubloons with people. Anyway, this is what the little cat looks like.
You can't really see it, but it's the thought behind it that you have to just get into.
It was just one of my favorite, like, humanity moments, because people were like, yeah, doubloons, let's go. It was so funny.
And I love that. What are... you? I see you're on your phone, so you have to show.
Okay, I'll keep going. Number 1 probably for me is Pot Roast the cat. Pot Roast brought me so much joy, and then also completely shattered my entire heart. Pot Roast was this cat, and Pot Roast's mom is the
creator.
The creator. The name of the account, Pot Roast Mom. And this cat looks like a stuffed animal that's been washed like way too many times. She has no teeth. God. Anyway, I'm trying to make it to where you can really see her, but
you can see her there.
She's so scrunkly and she's so tiny, and she's wearing a little tomato hat, and it's like the best thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, and then unfortunately she died. And that shook my earth.
I sobbed when Pot Roast died.
Yeah.
And her mom's still out here taking in cats and fostering.
An angel on earth, honestly.
And an absolutely lovely human being. If you don't know Pot Roast Mom, you should absolutely follow her because
she's the best.
Yeah, Pot Roast was like her soul cat, and then when she lost Pot Roast, it was like
she got Fawcett, who I think passed away too.
Yeah, and then what's the other one?
A whole bunch of other ones.
She has a lot now.
Yeah,
but she's a great person. You want to keep on with some of yours?
I'll keep going. This one's great. We quote this often.
That's a child.
And that's an ugly, pimply bitch.
That's an ugly, pimply bitch.
Oh, amazing. Also, one that we quote a lot.
Yep.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that?
James.
Okay, James, did you and this... I can't.
Wendy Williams gets me, dude.
Yeah.
She gets
Wendy's
me.
Wendy is incredible.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
She's not doing well, but she is still here. She is still here.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're sending our love to Wendy Williams. We're
We
sending the most healing vibes to Wendy Williams.
We are. And then honorable mention is Trixie and Katya.
When I was hungry, I would say to my grandparents, "Now please have bread."
And this is important. This is important. So, glad that you mentioned Trixie and Katya. So, obviously the name of this podcast is My Best Friend Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell by our names, neither one of us are named Mary. So
No.
one day, we were watching Trixie and Katya, who are Trixie Mattel and Katya Zomolodchikova,
There you
our
go.
favorite drag queens, two
Yeah.
of our favorite drag queens, and they call each other Mary.
Yeah,
and,
just randomly. Like, Mary.
and you know, for me, I was like, that's good enough. We should do that.
Yeah.
And we just were like, all right. So
And it stuck so hard.
it stuck so hard that our family doesn't know us by our, like,
Real
if I mentioned Emily to my mom and she was like, who? And I was like, Mary. She's like, oh, okay.
Oh. Mary.
So that's where the name came from.
Yeah.
It's a piece of queer history, and it's important.
We're keeping it alive.
Yeah, we're keeping it here. We're keeping it current. So if you hear us say Mary, we're neither and both Mary.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, let me get into mine.
Your turn.
Yeah, I don't know what I knocked over, but I knocked over something. So God bless. Okay, there's just so many edits
It's hard to narrow them
of men.
down. True.
Yeah.
Well, one mainly.
Well, yeah. If you hang around here, you will find out that I have a deep, deep, deep love of Andrew John Hosier Byrne. And so when I thought I was losing TikTok, I just went into my favorites and I was downloading every video of him that I had favorited. So now my phone is like basically,
Hosier land.
it's beautiful and I wouldn't
Which
change
is,
it.
yeah, which is a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, I'm not mad, and God bless, if you are a Hosier thirst trap maker, you're doing the Lord's work. I hope you get the nicest mansion in heaven. I hope that your pillow's cold every night. I hope you're having the best day of your life every day.
You're doing everything for us, honestly.
Yeah. So, all right, this is my favorite TikTok.
Oh,
This guy couldn't get the words right to "Where is the love?"
Children keep on dying. Children keep on dying.
And he's trying so hard.
Children keep children children.
Like he can't get it. He can't get it at all.
His face is just like, wait.
Yeah, he's
People children.
yeah, he was putting his best effort in, and I mean, it didn't go anywhere. And then this is my other favorite. Like when I think of like my favorite TikToks is the girl who did the
Oh my God.
meteor.
What? I told you to make them meteor. Make them a meteor.
Meteor.
Hey, Dad, what's up?
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I thought that was one of the smartest, funniest things when I first saw it. I was literally crying laughing. I was like, this girl, comedic genius.
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed. There's also like a ton of audios that I saved that are like so important to us.
Yeah.
I'll.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing. But now you have been promoted.
You are now one of my elite employees.
Oh my god.
He
You're
on
X Games mode. Double cheeked up
On a
on a
Thursday afternoon.
Asked.
You're done.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
We cannot escape.
We cannot come out, Mama.
Do not.
Sell marijuana to my husband.
Okay.
So I make my move.
Then you're free to check the king. No. Run now. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
I'm trying.
So those are some of my favorite TikTok sounds. I'm a huge proponent for TikTok sounds.
We use them as vocal stems, like,
Constantly.
constantly. I think we speak more in vocal stems and iPhone stickers than we do.
Oh my god, the stickers! Yes.
Literally
If you all are
anything
not
else.
utilizing stickers on your iPhone, you are not using it to its fullest potential.
You're missing out.
And
All we do is we have so many stickers. When we found out stickers were a thing, that's literally all we send to each other.
And you know what? The beauty in stickers is that you make the worst ones of the people that you love.
oh my god.
And that brings us to
Mary has
this brings
some
us to baby Emily. All right, this is child Mary. You can't, and I did this the first time. You can't get how red this baby was.
Reddest
This is her
baby award goes to
This is a birth announcement, and she looks fed up with being on Earth.
I am fed up with this sticker game.
and there you can tell it's red. You can see it. There's
That is the actual color of my
Yeah.
skin.
And you know what? I'm gonna click off this pop up. My bad. But baby Mary was so red, and you know what? It's God damn it, Tennessee lost. It's a perfect sticker, and
Yeah.
the joy of life is making stickers of your friends at
Yeah.
their worst, men at their hottest,
Yeah.
and all the memes that you can think of.
Yeah, you can literally turn anything into a sticker. Well, we have so many stickers of like the cats and the dogs and like
You, Daniel, my
Yeah.
mom.
I have several. Oh my god, that one of your mom.
Yeah, my mom went on a cruise and she's like holding a drink
And
and
she's
she's
like-
like turning around with it.
Because you can make a move now too.
You can. Your stickers do not have to just be stuck.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I have so many of Mary crying
Yeah,
that I use often when my life's going south, which is also often. So.
and it's a jarring amount of me crying stickers.
Most of the time, if I get a Snapchat from you, like in video form, I'm bracing myself for tears because something happened.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, stickers.
You need to use them. If you're not using them, you need to use them. It's good. It's good quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so before I talk back on TikTok, I need to mention my dream because I was going to go back to TikTok, but this makes its way in. So
Oh my god.
yesterday, night before last. Follow me here. Not last night, the night before. So I have a lot of crazy dreams, right? And well, I'll start with last night.
I was
So
gonna say you have to talk about.
so last night's dream was that I got. So the reason I dream it, and I always try to remember why I dream the way I dream. So I had a dream, or I got a TikTok fed to me about. So I'm from Tennessee. I went to school in Kentucky. I lived in Kentucky for 6 years. So it's talking about the Klan, like putting out stuff about immigration, right? How they're like super against it. And so I dreamed that I was trying to follow like some site about where there was going to be like these like hate rallies. So,
Yeah.
you know, we wouldn't go there during those times because back in Kentucky, when I was a kid, the Klan had rallies and like we wouldn't go get groceries that weekend because the Klan was coming to town, which is an absolutely crazy thing
Literally
to think
insane,
about
yeah.
as an adult. But so I had a dream that while I was signing up, I thought I was going to get like updates about like if there were going to be these hate rallies in Seattle. I accidentally signed up to be a Proud Boy. Now, would they like me? No,
No.
I'm a woman. Two,
No.
they would hate me so much. I'd be the worst Proud Boy ever.
You could implode them from the inside out.
I can't act that hateful. It blows my mind that anybody could have that much hate in their heart.
honestly.
And it makes you ugly, and they're all walking living proof. But I had to dream.
You're ugly.
Hey, you're a fucking dog. So I had a dream that I actually signed up for the Proud Boys.
Yeah.
And then
Stressful.
the night before, so again, had to take. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. We're going to Universal in March.
Yeah. Very
So
so excited.
we were like, you know, I get a lot of Harry Potter content. Not a lot. I'd say like a normal amount. But anyhow, maybe a little bit more than normal. But the point stands that I was thinking to myself how bad of a name Neville Longbottom was. I was like, first off, this kid's parents got murked,
It's an
by
unfortunate
Voldy.
name.
and then he's gonna walk around with the name Longbottom.
Unfortunate existence, honestly.
Yeah, bad time to be old Neville Longbottom.
Yeah.
Right? The actor, baddie,
Oh
turned into
my
a
God.
baddie, glow up of the
so
century,
shocking.
glow up of the century.
Oh my
But
god.
I had a dream that I was a student, and not me at my big age now, but me at a younger age. And I was at Hogwarts,
Mhm.
and I was
Yes.
having me a big time, as one would. and I fall in love with a long-haired student, if you will, and his name was Treasure Sewage. Treasure Sewage, everybody. And even I knew in my dream that I could not marry a man with the last name Sewage.
Absolutely should not.
No matter how hot he was. In my dream, he was stone cold. He was a baddie, right? I was like, I could not be Mrs. Sewage.
No.
You can't be, hanging out in damn Diagon Alley and be like, hey, where are the sewages? Hey.
Reservation for the sewage.
2 for sewage. Yeah. when I walk into the leaky cauldron, I'm gonna be like, can we get a table for 2 for sewage for 2? Like, it's so bad. You can't. No.
I genuinely, I wanted to know what in her brain picked
Treasure Sewage.
Like, the last name's bad enough, but Treasure is so funny.
I don't know. Now, that's the part. I can tell you why I dreamed about a bad last name in Harry Potter because of Neville Longbottom.
Yeah, but
I can't tell you why I dreamed about Treasure Sewage. Like, I genuinely have no idea. I have no idea. And I was like, this is crazy. I woke up and I didn't want to wake you up because I know you're a light sleeper with your phone text. So I sent a scheduled text for 7:30.
You scheduled?
I was going to be on the road to Seattle. I didn't realize I scheduled it. I scheduled it because I didn't want to wake you up. Because I was laying here laughing so hard
Oh my god, dude.
about
That's
Treasure
so
Sewage. I literally couldn't stop laughing. And then I finally got up. I was crying. Because I was like, what is Treasure Sewage? And, so it was incredible. But,
one of the best dreams ever.
yeah. I love trying to, piece together why I dream what I dream.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can always kind of remember a dream. Like, at least one that I've had. Normally, the one I have right before I wake up, I can remember.
Yeah.
And, so it's my favorite thing to be like, why in the world did I dream that? So, Treasure Sewage, everyone.
God.
But, to go back to TikTok,
Yeah.
you learn a lot about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And
You have learned something important.
I have learned something, and I hide it.
Yeah.
I hide it like a meth addict. I
Very
hide it
ashamed.
like... It is my greatest shame.
Mm-hmm.
It is my greatest shame. And it's that I love... Thank you, Mary.
Yes.
I love ASMR. Now, before you judge, before you start judging, what I don't love, mukbangs. I don't want to hear y'all slurping.
No.
I don't want to
no.
I don't want to see you cracking crab legs in a car. I don't want to hear any of that.
I can't do, in general, in real life, hearing people, just chew their food.
I don't get mukbang.
They're, smacking their food, and they're, I don't...
Quit that. Stop. Hey.
Stop
Get
that. Stop. Get smelled.
Y'all are on here deep throat crab legs.
And hey,
and we get it because we get that too, but not on camera.
not on camera.
Not on camera.
Not like that, girl. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't do that. Anyway, favorite ones.
So I'm gonna go with what I don't like first. So I hate mukbangs.
Yeah, mukbangs absolutely.
Once we started streaming, we learned quickly about the ear lickers. Now, y'all, if you don't know about the ear licking ASMR,
First of all, I'm sorry.
no, don't go look it up.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't. If you don't know about it, don't go looking. Rest in the comfort of knowing you don't need to see everything that's out there.
Don't let your curiosity win this.
Don't let it win, because it is, there's this mic, and it's got ears on it, and the thought process is a lot of people listen to ASMR with headphones in. That's really how it's supposed to be listened to. So when people are doing things like, I'm a big, snapping, gentle kind of soothing sounds, like massage. So things like that. Now, if I don't stop doing that, I'll keep doing it this whole time. But if you have the I think it's called 3DO or something like that, those mics, if you snap into one side, that's the ear that it's going to trigger in the headphones. So the thought process behind it makes a ton of sense. Now, what these scoundrels are doing, what these trollops are doing, and you know what? Get your bag.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
Get your bag,
Respect.
sister.
I mean, hey.
But what they're doing is sucking on these ears.
Listen, the first time
Just-
Mary told me about this, I was picturing, and I don't know if it's worse or if it's better, but I pictured people like sucking on someone's actual ear and like holding a microphone to it, and then
but it's almost the same thing.
but I didn't realize it's almost scarier that these people just bought a prosthetic ear
And they are going
for
to,
the sole purpose of slurping on it.
they're going to town.
Oh my
and
god!
they are like drooling on it, and it is 100% a sexual.
It has to
right?
be,
Like
yeah, there's
nobody's watching that to like chill. Like you're doing it because it's getting you worked up.
Yeah, and it's
Again, get your bag. Like if you can make money from it, I'm here. I'm
And
not here to
also-
yuck somebody's yum.
Yeah, also,
But it ain't for
different
me.
strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
If that yucks your yum, then that's fine. But no, dude, no.
It ain't for me. So what I really
traumatized.
like is like snapping, hand sounds in general. I really like wooden makeup, or
Wood soup.
yes, and you should pull up wood soup.
I'm definitely gonna
Because
play
wood soup is actually like a really specific one. I like a lot of different artists that do like let me do your makeup, and they like do props and stuff. So there's a ton of that, which I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of. But there's also wood soup.
Okay, I have to play this for you guys. You have to hear wood soup.
Great-
It's literally,
great.
I don't want to like show the creator, but it's literally a giant bowl full of water, and then they just have like giant wooden beads or like just anything
Yeah,
wooden
it's
in
wood,
there.
and they take a wooden spoon.
and
they
mix
stir
it
it.
up. Oh my god, it's glorious.
Yeah, and it's really relaxing. Soap cutting.
Soap cutting is my favorite. I'm not as big into ASMR as Mary is, but like soap cutting I can do. I like the visual part of it too, I think.
Yeah, and it's just relaxing. Like that's the thing is like some
Oh
of
my
these are
gosh.
just like it's just relaxing. I don't find the slurping and the ear licking relaxing.
Absolutely
it makes me
not.
cringe.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to that.
But I do love the soap cutting. Oh yeah, flip it. Sit on it. Sit on it. Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, oh my god, it's so good. Or when they crush the soap up, like,
Yeah.
like the, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I gotta show that soap one.
We also, I like to listen to, I don't know if y'all do this, but, well, I have to have some form of like, oh yeah, here we go.
That's that good shit.
It's good, dude.
Turn it up.
Yeah. The brain cleanse.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
There
hold
was
on.
one that we sent to each other that was
Cleaning your brain.
Yeah, cleaning your brain. And that's literally
Oh, it just scratches something in there. Gives me chills. And you know what? You're
so good.
that one's for free.
Yeah, it feels like your brain is actually being scrubbed.
Yeah, I love that. But you love
Yeah.
the like atmospheric
Yeah,
sounds.
because like I was saying, I have to have white. I'm a very light sleeper, like
Same.
severely light sleeper, and I have to have white noise playing in the background. But I recently discovered on YouTube they have these accounts that are. It's actually like a live.
Yeah.
vid- And they play so that there's no ads that pop up in the middle of the night because oh my god, that has scared me awake
Yeah.
so many times. But anyway, of like thunderstorm sounds. So it's like heavy rain and then every once in a while it's thunder. And that recently has been so nice to fall asleep to because also like the light, they have like lightning flashes. So
Yeah.
it kind of like, I don't know, lights up the room a little bit. I like that a lot because back home in Oklahoma, we used to have like really heavy thunderstorms very often. And here in Washington,
We get like maybe 2 a year.
genuinely, I think I've only heard 2 or 3 since I've lived here.
Yeah, I feel like we don't ever get them. But I hated them back home as a kid in Tennessee because they were bad. Like there was
Horrible.
never a
Like
there was
a
always
light
there was never a light
Yeah.
thunderstorm. It was always like it's a severe thunderstorm. It's-
flooding,
it's always really bad.
torrential downpour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it was never good.
The
so-
nighters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we all didn't have nighters.
We had tornadoes. They didn't really touch down specifically where I live because I was on a mountain.
Yeah.
But if it did, it would kill everyone. Number one, we all lived in trailers. So first off, if it's tornado versus trailer, tornado's winning.
All of y'all are just floating up
where
in the top.
catch me on my bicycle pedaling in the tornado because I'm got. You
I'm
know what?
got.
I'm got.
Sister, I'm God.
Yeah, I'm got. And so, yeah, it didn't happen. But the cool thing is, so I grew up in a holler. If y'all don't know what a holler is,
A holler.
it's a road that just dead ends. It's a dead end road, and a creek cut off
The crick.
no, I never called it a creek, but the creek cut off the holler. So my neighbor lived by the creek. Their house was literally half in Tennessee, half in Kentucky, and then my house was right beside theirs. And so it was a coal mine in town. It was like really booming my whole life. Like my dad worked in coal. All my uncles, papaws, my whole lineage is East Tennessee coal, Southeast Kentucky. And so the holler I grew up in was like a really booming coal town until a tornado got in and like literally ripped it to shreds.
That's so crazy.
And so I find that like really interesting because
did it ruin like the coal supply?
it didn't ruin the coal, but it took out all the housing.
Yeah.
And so it was a coal camp. So the house that my mom lived in before she moved out here was actually one that, like, if you work for the coal company, I think they sold them for like $1 to them.
What?
Yeah. So it was
Oh my
like
gosh.
it was a pretty like poorly made home, but like
But
over
for
time,
$1?
yeah. But over time, like
Absolutely.
the windows and stuff, like multiple people lived in it from that time, so like it got upgraded a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah,
I'll take it for
but
$1.
they also, God, my dad would be so proud of this. A lot of the time, these coal companies didn't pay them in money; they paid them in scrip. So scrip was a like currency that could only be used at like the company store.
Oh my gosh.
So that was one thing that if they kind of kept them there and kept them poor, they had to keep working because their money can only be used at.
That's insane. How
Yeah.
is that legal?
I mean, it was back in the old days, so it wasn't like there was a lot of worker protection. But anyhow, yeah. So once the tornado hit, it took out all of the housing, and
That's so sad.
people were so poor they couldn't just easily rebuild.
Well, yeah.
And they weren't getting
Making monopoly money.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, and that's the sad thing is like that's just how it was. So
Wow.
I would really love to like research that, and I think that's something that I have a lot of things that I'm really passionate about.
Mhm.
Like I do not love the politics of Tennessee, but I really love the history of my state, and like
yeah.
you know, I'm proud of the fact that that's where I'm from, and I think it's important to share those things and the things that you're passionate about.
Yeah, we do have plans. We're very hee hee ha ha, and we like to yap and laugh a lot, but we have things we really, opinions and things we want to talk about
Yeah.
that are a little more serious, but we want to make sure we have the facts.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like if I'm going to tell you something like that I'm passionate about, I want to come with data,
Mhm.
and I don't want my bias for the fact that I'm passionate about it to like skew what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because I want there to be facts, and I think facts are important, and especially in a day and age where there are less and less, and it seems like fake news, not in the Donald Trump way, but like they're just lies being spread like wildfire.
Yeah, and I don't give
Important
out
to-
like misinformation. About
Exactly. If I
everything.
tell you something, like I'm not here to, if I say something, absolutely, like people should research additional
yeah,
things
we're
on top
not
of it.
here
I'm
to
not
teach you anything. But
Yeah, I'm not going to be like doing a dissertation on a topic, but I am going to get data and I'm going to have facts to back it up.
yeah,
And I think it's important, but at the same time, we will discuss things. I think the worst thing that you can do in a climate like today is to be silent about things that matter to you.
absolutely.
And, so while we laugh, and it will primarily be hee hee ha ha
Mhm.
jokes, shooting the shit.
Shooting
It's-
shit.
Yeah, we're going to also talk about some things that are important to us. And we hope that, the right people will want to hang out and listen and go along for the ride. And
Mhm.
honestly, like I don't mind having conversations with people that don't believe the way that I believe, unless it's human rights.
Right.
And at that point in time, if you don't believe that certain groups of people don't deserve the same rights as you, then there is no discussion to be had.
Yeah.
But if it's, it's other topics, like I'm happy to discuss them. And, that's what I really want is like if there's a way to have dialogue and,
Mhm.
so I want to create like more posts. I'm not a Meta fan. I'm not an Instagram fan, but unfortunately with not knowing what's going to happen with TikTok, you
Yeah.
have to have somewhere to post.
Gotta figure
So
that out.
I want to find ways to engage audiences to like get them to respond to questions and
Mhm.
ask them things and like just create a community.
Yeah, because I mean, this world is so scary
Yeah.
right now. I mean, it always is, but especially right now, I feel like things are so up in the air, and like it's important to us to have. We just wanted to build like a place, like we said, where you sit and you feel
Talk.
like you're talking to your friend, and
Yeah.
I think the world can be really scary, and hearing maybe like two like-minded people like us talking about something,
Yeah.
and maybe it'll give you some hope or give you
Comfort.
comfort,
Because that's how I
listen to
feel.
it. Yeah.
Is whenever I have had really tough days and I'm worried about the state of the world, and I get on TikTok and I see other people that are also feeling the same way. I'm not happy to see other people scared
No.
or sad, but I'm happy that I feel like I'm not alone in my grief. I'm not
Yeah.
alone in my worry. And I think that, creating a community is
Mhm.
one of the most important things that you can do. And if you don't have one, we hope that you can feel like you're a part of ours, because,
Yeah.
I've had friends here in Seattle, but unfortunately, like, my friends live, like, even further north of the city. It's tough to
Yeah.
connect with them. When I met Mary, it felt like we just immediately clicked, and I felt like I wasn't alone. And
Yeah.
I have my friends from college. Like, I still have, so many people, but they're not here. And I hope that this can be a place that can feel like a community, that you can laugh, that you can rest assured that if things go to hell in a handbasket, we're not going to shy away from talking about topics that are difficult, but also that you can find reprieve here and have a little bit of comfort.
Yeah, and like I said, we're still gonna be funny and shoot the shit and laugh, and so hopefully it can also be a good place to come if you're having a tough day, and
Yeah.
just some lighthearted laughs. I know sometimes like there's a lot of podcasters that I listen to for different purposes.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if I need to distract myself and laugh, like I need to listen to them, or So I hope we can be that for you guys. We're really excited to get started and have the first episode, take 2, come out.
Oh my god, yeah, y'all, I wanted to cry so hard.
I could
when-
see it in her eyes. Like, whenever we realized that the sound wasn't on, she was just like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Uploading.
And yeah, so it's been
It's a ride.
yeah, it's been a day. It was daylight when we started. You can tell it's dark outside now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We started at like 3.
Yeah, then we went and had Korean barbecue for my mom's 5th birthday.
Woo!
Shout out Helen. She doesn't
Shout
have
out
Spotify. She's probably never going to see it. But shout out to my mom. It was her 70th. She took shots of soju.
Oh yeah.
I won't even a drinker.
Like a
but you know
champ.
what? She was like, this is pretty
2
good.
of them.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So, yeah, we had a big night tonight. We are going to watch Timothy
SNL.
Chalamet. No, Timothy Chalamet. We're going to watch Chalamet
On SNL.
host and perform on
In 3
SNL
minutes.
in 3 minutes.
So.
So yes, come follow along with us. We have a TikTok now created today. So at my best friend Mary on TikTok, on Instagram at my BF Mary, on YouTube at my best friend Mary, and on Facebook at my best friend Mary. The only one's different is Instagram. We can only
'Cause
go with
they
my
suck.
BF Mary. Yeah. And
Sorry,
we
chicken.
hope that you'll come hang out. We're going to drop episodes every Monday.
Yeah.
And, if we're not, we'll post and say, hey, we're not going to be on today. But that's the goal, to, create some good content for you guys. And we hope that you'll follow and that you'll let us know if you like it. And
Yeah.
if there's any suggestions, we're more than open to it.
Yeah,
we
please
are,
let us know.
we're learning. We're figuring this out as we go. Yeah, so we just thank you so much for listening,
Thank you.
and we can't wait to hit y'all with episode 2 soon.